Have you ever graded your footage how you want it to look, but maybe you want to bring the white back in the white areas, like an object or a t-shirt or a sky? There is a quite easy way to be able to do this with the curves. If I would like to make the white on the truck more white, now it's kind of more towards the warmer white, then I would start to add a node downstream of the actual grade. So in this grade I have here, you can see that we happen to have a big gap here. The first 6 nodes are my actual look grades, where I've done adjustments to the color. The last 3 nodes are the glow, the halation, the grain. I will make a new node prior to those, but downstream in the node tree of the actual looks. So the first thing I'll do now is that I'll go to the curves, and within the curves we have several different curves to choose from. And in this case we can use the sat versus sat. The right side of the curve represents the higher saturated parts, and the left side of the curve represents the lower saturated parts. If we select a point right here, for example, then we can take this point and drag it down. Then you can see that all the parts of the image that aren't that saturated becomes even more desaturated. If we open up the full viewer and we disable the node, the warmer tones is coming back. And if we enable the node, you see that it's more of a pure white we have. But keep in mind now, it's not only the white parts of the ice cream truck that is affected, it's also the darkest parts. Like you can see here, if we take a look at her hair, if we disable it, you can see that it's much warmer tone, probably more of her neutral color. And if we enable the node, you can see that we have taken a lot of the color in your hair away. And maybe that's not something that you want, so keep that in mind. That's the sat versus sat. Now let's take a look at the second alternative to that method. Still in the curves, but it's another curve. And this curve basically shows the brightest part of the image and the darkest part of the image. And we can adjust the saturation from dark to bright. As I hold the qualifier tool over the white here, you can see in the scopes that it is in the brightest part of the image. Unfortunately, on this side, it's not that bright, but it's still the brighter part of the image. And we can pick a point here. We take this brightest point of the image and we drag it down. So now this is all the way down, and you can see that we have made a little bit of a difference. The way we can affect more of the image is to click this point once and go down to the input luminance and just drag it down. I will do it on the panel here. And as we drag it down, we are affecting more and more. If we leave it like that, and we disable it, now you can see that we are affecting a lot more of the image suddenly. Her hair has more or less the same warmer tone to it. The downside of this method is that maybe you haven't seen it, but here in the brightest part of this gentleman's shirt, we are actually taking away quite a lot of the color. So if we take a look here now, when we disable it, you can see that we are really affecting this, and that might not be that great. So you really need to pay attention when you're doing this. I actually use this method a lot when I'm working with my client projects, but there is a drawback to it, like I have explained here now. So you need to really be careful when doing it. Drag it down and then maybe go back a bit. Then you can see much more easy what you can get away with. I hope you find that helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.